As a bonus to this course, I give you access to two files, to two templates that help you to create Google banners and Facebook banners in a scale. So I sell these templates for $79.99 each, but I decided to add them to this course because anyway I teach you how to create such things, so I just give them to you as an examples, and they're pretty good and you can use them right now. So you can create a lot of banners for your Google ads, for your Facebook ads, even without the whole this course, because these templates already do this. But of course we had to learn and we had to understand how this works, and you can make some changes there and you can use and reuse these files. So let's go and see what's inside. Hope you will enjoy these files as well, and probably you will modify it for your needs. Let's go to the file with Google banners and see what goes on there. So I have this file open, Smart Banners for Google Ads, and there are 3 pages over here. There is a page with instructions how to use it, and let's look at it. There is some cover, some notice because we sell these files, and so some tips how to use all of these, how to use Figma. There are several instructions, several tips. We covered most of them in more deep, and there are some tips how to use this file to create the banners. So there are some tips, there are some explanations what is located at different areas of the files. So let's go to actual pages with our banners. There are 2 pages left, banners and responsive ads. So let's go to the banners page. We have several areas. We have settings, we have bubbles, text bubbles for 3 variants of texts, and we have a frame with all our banners where we can look at them, check if everything is okay, and download if we are okay with these banners. So let's look more closely. So we have 3 different headlines and 3 different descriptions. We have 1 item a person, we have button, we have social proofs over here, logo and background. So in general we can create 3 sets of banners with different texts. We have these lines that measure 500 pixels. They are located here to show which width of text will look good at banners. As long as these texts have outer width option, without this ruler we don't know which width will be good. And if it will be too big, for example, let's make it like this, so it exceeds 500 pixels a lot. So these bubbles for the first variant become too big, and as we see, this is not very good, doesn't look good. So we will bring it back. You can use this in your files as well. You just have to measure and understand which width you are able to use in your text bubbles, so that these text bubbles aren't very big, so they don't exceed the banners or something like this. You can do it in, you just can make several examples and understand what to do with them. For example, right here, if you notice, this text is a little bigger than this one, So I created these text, then created some text bubbles, then scaled them a little down and pasted into the banners. Then I understood that this is the maximum width that I can use, and I understood that I don't want to use text wider than these, and I set 500 pixels for as a ruler, as an example. Okay, so I can use 3 different texts, I can use 3 different descriptions, and that's it. There are 2 social proofs over here. We didn't do them in our previous lessons, but you can do something similar to this for your banners to make them look better, to convert better. So this looks the following way. These labels go to the banners and just add some social proof to them. So you can make any components that you like. You can add social proof, you can add some comments, some reviews, or whatever you want. So you can use such file to create, for example, A/B testing banners with 3 variants of text. Or you can create something similar where you will set different items or persons, or where you set different backgrounds. So obviously this file uses the same background for all our variants, but you are able to create anything you want. Okay, now we're done with our display ads with our banners. Let's look at responsive display ads. What do we have here? So actually we have these. I told about this before. We test not only 3 texts, but we test 3 different backgrounds. When you use images for responsive display ads, it's very important which images do you use, because these are not just banners, but these are different combinations of banners and texts. And there is less text on these banners, because there is a limitation of 20% of text on them. So that's why images are more important at responsive banners than at ordinary banners. Okay, so what else do we have here? We have 3 texts, 3 headlines and descriptions, 1 item or person. We have a logo to watermark our images. We have area with text bubbles. Then we have a special area for logos. You can add a square logo right here and a horizontal logo right here, and after that you get 4 different variants of logos in different colors. Of course, you can change these colors if you need. So at the end you have this amount of different images and logos, and these are transparent logos. I prefer using them because they fit any template that Google uses inside its responsive ads. We have this preview that shows how Google can cut up to 5% from each side of your banners, and we understand that everything looks good here, and our logos are not cut and our text bubbles are not cut by these 5% rectangles. So it looks like these texts look okay. So you can use these templates for your banners, and you can create your own templates where you can test anything you want, where you can put anything you want. For example, you can add some components to check if your text fits 20% rule. Actually, when I created this file or this version of file at first, There was no rule of 20% text in Google. This rule was only in Facebook. So that's why this version doesn't contain check for 20% text, but I added it to the next versions. But you can train yourself and do it by yourself. So we did it at our previous lessons. Okay, so that's it. As you see, when you understand what's going on here, it doesn't look so complicated, but when you look at these for the first time, it seems a mess. It seems very complicated, but actually when you do it by yourself, or when you just understand how this works, this is not so difficult. And I will show you how I organize images over here. So this is the initial image component, and you have to put your background into this frame. Then this frame cuts this image to the size of 1280 by 720, and then it creates these two variants of this background, and you actually can change some position if you need. For example, let's move this $sign to the center, and as you see, all these banners are affected, and this background changes after I make some changes right here. If I want, I can add some background blur over here, or whatever I want to make these banners look better for me to fit my goals. And all the texts go from these text bubbles, so you can see that everything works okay. I made this banner with the girl on purpose to show you that you can even use several characters at your banners. Especially for these, I created two variants of each of these banners, with a person or item and without them. So you can use any version of these files that you want. So I think we're done with our template file. You're free to use it. You can adjust it for your needs. So go and try it.